We had a guy that we were training for a little bit, and he didn't get on the phones for maybe like 5 days, and he was training. And then as soon as we got him on the phone, he dipped because he was scared. So, just be aware that it might be good to get these guys on the phone sooner than later, just to find out if they got
if they got it or
if
not.
they got it or not.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people get scared on that phone. And for us, like some people are built different, where they're like, y'all make 100 calls. I don't care if everyone says no. And that's what comes to the mindset that we'll talk to you. You got a different kind of mindset than most 17, 18-year-olds because they just want to have fun. They don't want to wake up early. I'm very surprised that you're waking up at 5:30. That's amazing.
I love it. I have people talk shit all the time. I love it.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up, YouTube?
What's up,
we
guys?
got people on live going on. We got our boy Brandyn Pepper on the scene.
What's up, everyone?
So, Brandyn, if you didn't know this, we have a podcast on YouTube. It's called Investor Thrive Nation. So we're just saying what's up because this is going to go on YouTube. Welcome, Investor Thrive Nation. We try to have a podcast every week where we interview an expert or someone trying to in the industry. My man, you could say he's an expert. Getting there. But Corey, you want to kind of tell everybody that's new to Investor Thrive Nation what it is?
Yeah, we started Investor Thrive to help people out in their personal and professional lives. Just learn tips, learn how to be entrepreneurs, learn how to grow a business, and also kind of follow our journey and see how we're doing it. So that's kind of why we started it.
At Investor Thrive Nation, if you guys are brand new to investing and you have no money and you're broke, but you want to learn, on investorthrive.com, I have 2 free courses that if you take, you can learn, you can make money. It's one on deal analysis on how to comp properties and one on JVing. So
I like that.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to give back, dude.
Yeah.
Value.
Providing value.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
It's all that matters, dude. The more you give, the more you get, right?
That's right.
That's right.
That's what we're here to do today.
That's it. So let's just dive right into this podcast. We got about 30 minutes, so we're going to chat with Brandyn about his Brandyn, right? I'm not pronouncing it wrong. I know it's spelled kind of.
Yeah, spelled different.
Yeah,
but
spelled.
you're pronouncing it right.
Okay, good. So let's just dive right into it, man. I think everybody wants to know why we brought you on. So let's have you give a little bit of an intro to who you are, and then we'll just ask you some questions and let the world know about you, man.
Cool. Hey, everyone. So my name's Brandyn. I'm an 18-year-old. I've been investing in real estate for about a year. Started wholesaling at the age of 17. I was able to close a deal driving for dollars.
Were you still in high school at that time?
So I technically would have been, but I dropped out and then graduated early.
Dude, who needs school, bro?
School's not for me. So I graduated early, and I was working at Smith's. I hated it. I knew it wasn't for me. I knew I needed to do something else.
What were you doing at Smith's?
Pushing carts.
You're the cart pusher.
Yeah, I was a cart boy.
Is that why you're so strong, bro?
I think. I don't know.
That's how you get so big. All right.
Yeah.
I see at the gym too. I see your posts. Like you like to lift and stuff.
Yeah. Every morning, 5:30, 6 a.m. I try and be there. And
you wake up at 5:30, 6 a.m.
Start meditating, visualizing, reading, and then.
Dang, dude.
Dedicated.
That's dedication. That's
just
amazing.
Trying to make it out here.
That's awesome. Okay, so let me recap. You at 17, you got your first deal, and you're working at Smith's before that, and you said, "Hey, I got to do something else." Okay, so let's talk about what made you even think about real estate.
So I was always interested in houses and stuff, and I called an agent because I was going to be an agent. I was going to go be a real estate agent. I called Jimmy Rex. You guys might know Jimmy Rex.
Heard of him.
Give him a call. I was like, hey, man, I want to get started in real estate. Where do I start? He said, yo, I want you to study wholesaling and call me back when you've learned about it.
Okay.
So that night, I just went and researched it, figured out what it was. And
what did you do to research it? Just
went on YouTube.
Okay.
So I first started on Google and then went on YouTube, and there was just video after video.
Which ones were you watching?
Brent Daniels.
Brent Daniels is who you got?
Brent Daniels. I love Brent Daniels. And then Jerry Norton.
Jerry Norton, yeah.
And then Pace Morby and Jamil, and just kept going and going. And then I hired this mentor. It was like $50 for a phone call. We did like 5 phone calls. And he kind of taught me the basics of what wholesaling was.
How did you find that guy?
Facebook.
Facebook? He was just
Who
like
was it?
Jan Plum.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Just some. Is Just
some random
dude?
guy. I've never heard of him since.
How long was the phone call?
We would do like an hour phone call 5 times, and
Was this guy in the Philippines or something?
no, he lives here. He
In Utah?
owns a company, and he actually invests out here, and it was a little weird.
I've never heard that. You know, if someone's like
Yeah.
$50 a phone call. That's crazy.
And the way he had me comp properties was like get on Redfin, take the 5 that have sold, like that are apples to apple comps, and then average it out. So I don't know. It was just different. Started with that, and then I hooked up with my buddy Caleb, and he kind of taught me driving for dollars, and we partnered up, and we were able to close our first deal together. It was weird because
How long ago was that?
that was a year and 2 months ago. Or actually, no, it was last January, March. So not even a year. About a year almost.
Cool, man.
Gotcha.
But I started, my first day ever picking up the phone was January 11th last year.
January 11th. His first day picking up the phone.
Yep.
So tell me about your driving for dollars experience. Like, what were you,
So
how was that?
that was good. Caleb taught me. We went out one day, and he kind of showed me everything, and then from there, I've just picked it up. I always knew what I was looking for, and yeah,
Just a crappy house, huh?
yeah, I drove my ass off. We drove so much. I probably tagged 200 properties a day.
Really?
Like, we
Dude, that's
were-
like a couple hours then. You
Yeah.
must have been out there for a while. Because whenever me and him used to drive for dollars all the time, and by the end of it, we would have the biggest headaches, bro. Did you have the headaches?
Dude, no, I would bring a homie, and I would just bump and just
Dude-
have a good time, listen to podcasts.
Because
like-
I'd always be like moving my head,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Back and forth, looking fast.
looking
Yeah.
quick. But that's cool, man. So the first deal you got was from driving for dollars.
Mhm. Yep, driving
was
for
it at?
dollars. Where at?
Yeah,
It was in Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Yeah. Or Clinton, actually. So
That's
right.
north, right?
Yeah.
Because you're from Layton, aren't you?
Mhm.
Okay. So,
Live right in Farmington.
you know, you're kind of lucky. That area's, I feel like, it's got like a lot more crap up there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like. Not like Ogden area. That's what I-
Ogden for sure.
Yeah. I don't know about Layton, to be honest. Probably
Layton,
not
it's
so much.
here and there. Syracuse, Roy, they're in there. But
Yeah, we have a-
Ogden's are.
We're flipping a house, and Roy just closed
you?
today. Little piece of
Oh,
crap.
yeah.
tomorrow.
Good
Close
And
shit.
tomorrow.
it was what I was telling you. I was telling you that, like, if we were to wholesale it, nobody would take it, right? As a cash buyer. But we throw on the MLS, we made like 40K, like
Yeah.
30K. So
I'm going to talk to my partner.
You
about
need to do that, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
you know,
Try.
wholesaling, it's okay, but right now
Depends on the deal.
it depends on the deal. But right
Right.
now,
And
if you
where it's
need
at.
cash quick, it's good. But it's MLS is the key right now.
Right.
That's the play.
Yeah, the only issue with MLS is sometimes it just takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
If
if you get short on funds,
Yeah.
you know, because you're waiting for stuff to close, it's the only
Right.
downside.
Are you still driving for dollars?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I do. I've got 8 guys driving for me right now.
You have
They do.
8 guys.
Yeah.
Are they homies or what?
Yeah, well, a couple of them, we've just met through networking. Couple of them I met at the gym. Yeah, so they're doing about 100 properties a week. That's all we want them to do, so they can stay consistent with it.
You pay them, or is
Yeah.
it you?
So I'm paying those guys a 12% commission if we close
if you
the
close
deal.
the deal. Okay.
So I'm not giving anything up front, but if we do close the deal, it's 12% commission.
Yeah, man. So
How much time do they spend doing it?
I would say an hour or 2 out of their week.
Oh, so not too much.
you got deal
Not too
machine?
much.
Is that how?
No,
you,
I got batch driven, but
Batch
I'm
driven?
thinking we've been having some issues, so we might be switching soon. I don't
to
know.
deal machine.
Mhm.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, we honestly
Drive
it's
for dollars
we don't
anymore.
really drive
Really?
for dollars.
Okay.
We did a virtual drive for
Mhm.
dollars and had a VA doing it, but they didn't really know what a crappy house looked
Yeah.
like because every house, you know, to them looked great because they're from like the
Yeah.
Philippines. They're like, man,
Yeah.
that's dope. That house looks good. It's like, nah, man, that house isn't good here. But
Right.
we don't really drive for dollars, and not that it's not effective, bro, but it's the management.
Mhm.
Like when we were trying to hire people to drive for dollars, it was hard to consistently get them to go out week after week if they didn't see a return or their money. So I don't know if you've had issues with that yet, but for us, it's like you can only get people to mark so many properties before they say, "Man, when am I going to start getting paid?"
Right.
You know. So that was our
How
problem.
long have your 8 guys? How long have they been driving?
So these guys, a couple of them started off as door knockers.
Gotcha.
And we pulled the plug on that, and we said, you know what? Let's try and do something we can stay consistent with. The guys are going to keep doing, because door knocking, you go 3 weeks without a lead or anything, you're wore out. You don't want to touch the door
Yeah,
again.
that's how we got one of our first deals from door knocking.
Really?
Yeah, it was an 18K deal.
Okay.
But we knocked on the door. Some guy came out. He didn't look too good. Like, he looked like he might be on some drugs. And
Yeah.
said, "Hey, you selling this house?" He's like, "My grandma might be, but she ain't home." So I got the number from him. We ended up calling her, locked the deal up 6 months later. It was
Okay.
it was a roller coaster, bro.
Yeah.
That was a wild deal.
But did we get lucky? Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Door knocking, you go 3 months, you don't find anything. Like, so I agree. Drive
not
for
that
dollars.
scalable.
It's not that scalable.
No.
Have
if-
any of your drivers been able to close a deal yet?
So they started. We put this thing in motion like 2 weeks ago. So this is
Okay.
pretty
Brand
new
new.
with the driving.
Tell me what you think, like a month or two down the road of keeping those guys. I'm
I
not
will.
saying that like it won't work, but
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah, I honestly think these guys will stay. A couple of them are just working part-time jobs. And then I've got my cousin and Caleb and another guy named Jay. They're driving, and then they're also calling. So it's not like they're just driving, you
Good.
know?
Yeah.
That's good.
But,
Good idea.
yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I'll definitely
Yeah.
let you know.
What we did when we were doing we partnered with a flyering company. It was a company that would go hand deliver flyers for other companies, and they would get paid. And we said, "Yo, if you see any crappy houses, mark them. We'll pay you 5%." That was their commission. We paid them, and two guys got paid out, and they marked like.
We actually did a lot of deals from driving for dollars list.
But remember, I'm talking
Not
about
from
specifically
those
the
specific
the
drivers,
flyer
but-
guys got
yeah.
us like 2 or 3 deals. So
Right.
if you can
It's a
get
great
them
list,
doing,
though.
yeah, if you can get them doing enough, yeah, it's a great list because it's not something everyone's polling, right? You're
Right.
making it yourself.
Right. So my plan with this is for these new guys, let's start you with driving. Let's get you a deal, and let's walk you from A to Z on how we do the deal, what we're gonna do with the deal, and really start educating you on real estate. Because my whole goal with these guys is to get them on the phones, get them doing something, you know,
Yeah.
really doing a money
So I'm
making
starting-
task.
I'm started with driving for dollars first,
Let
though.
me give
Yeah.
you let me
Yeah,
give let me
that's
give
what
you
we're
some
doing.
advice though, really quick. We had a guy that we were training for a little bit, and he didn't get on the phones for maybe like 5 days, and he was training, and then as soon as we got him on the phone, he dipped, right? So because he was scared. So just be aware that it might be good to get these guys on the phone sooner than later, just to
Right.
find out if they got
They got it or
if
not.
they got it or not.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these, a lot of people get scared on that phone,
Mhm.
And for us, like some people are built different, where they're like, "Y'all make 100 calls. I don't care if everyone
Yeah.
says no." And that's what comes to the mindset that we'll talk to you. You got a different kind of mindset than most 17,
Mhm.
18-year-olds because, they just want to have fun. They don't want to wake up early. I'm very
Right.
surprised that you're waking up at 5:30. That's
I
amazing.
love it. I have people talk shit all the time. I love it. I love.
Why would they
getting up.
talk?
What
Why
time
would
do you
they-
go to bed?
10. I try and be in bed 10 sharp. Sometimes it's later, but
Man, this is man.
10.
He's on the missionary. Yeah, you're not LDS, are you?
No.
Okay,
No.
but that's like we're LDS, and we went on
Right.
missions, and we would go to bed at 10:30 on our missions, wake up at 6:30, and I thought that was hard.
Yeah.
I thought that was hard. So
Yeah.
you're doing 10 to 5:30, you crushing it, bro. That's
It's amazing. I just like waking up, and I try and be at the office by 9, so that gives me 4 hours of just to work on myself, be by myself, and just
Who taught
Really
you that
What else
stuff,
do you
man?
do in the morning?
what else? I usually wake up, I go and I visualize for 10 minutes. I try and do daily affirmation meditating, just meditating, and then I do affirmations. So just
I got to
read
show you
stuff to
some.
myself.
So I got a sick morning routine. I do all that too. And I'll show you some stuff because
Yeah, let's see
there's
it.
I don't know. You like affirmations, right?
I love them.
So there's an app called ThinkUp. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
So it's an app where you basically tell your affirmations, and it will play it back to you like on a recording with
Really?
music. So it's like a nice like calming
Mhm.
meditation thing. I use it every morning because sometimes I don't want to read them out loud. And
Yeah, sometimes it sucks, but
yeah,
just
So
gotta have
this
that
will-
mindset push
This will be
through.
good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So who taught you? I guess to get it like that, like to wake
I
up
just
early and
started studying entrepreneurs. What are these guys doing with their life? How do they take their morning? And then just started trying it. And then I started at like 6:30, then 6, then 5:45, then 5:30. shit, I was starting to get up at 4:45, and I couldn't do that. That was killing me.
Who told you to get up at 4:45? Which guy was that?
I just wanted to try it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up at 5:45. I'm gonna be to the gym by 5:30.
Dude, the thing with I tried 5:30 for a while, and the thing is, if you don't go to bed on time,
You're not waking up.
it's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
But if you go to bed at like 10, your body automatically wakes itself up at like 5:36.
Yeah. Like today at 5:20, I jumped out of bed.
Yeah.
I wasn't even tired. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
And you're ready to get it.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm
I
proud of
think-
you, dude.
I think Mark Wahlberg goes to bed at 8,
Mhm.
wakes up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I think that's a little extreme.
Yeah, I don't see a point in that, but
Man, the man is made it, and he's like, let me wake up at 2. But anyway,
he goes
Do what
and
you
works
gotta
out
do.
for 3 hours.
you know, for a guy that works out for 3 hours, you think he'd be in better shape. I'm not saying he ain't like in the greatest shape.
Yoked, though.
That's
Yeah.
he's pretty.
Maybe
yoked.
I haven't
Pretty
maybe I
yoked.
haven't seen him in a while.
You should see him right now. He's
Yeah,
pretty yoked.
Plus
Is he
does stuff
natural?
for roles?
Is he natural?
I
For
don't
like
know.
for movie roles, right? He goes, he'll gain a bunch of weight for a role, lose a bunch of
Mhm.
weight for a role. So
Why, how do you know so much about Mark?
I watched a YouTube video.
YouTube. That's
Yeah,
where
he's-
that's
he's
a
talking about
big.
his routine.
Yeah.
So, brand new to investing a year ago, first thing you did is you Googled it and you went on YouTube, and that's where you got your start. 'Cause YouTube's a huge platform, I guess, for education in
Yeah.
this space. you know?
YouTube's changed my life. I've learned some crypto stuff from it. Like
You invest in crypto too?
a little bit.
Cool, man. Crypto right now, it's gone down a little bit, but
I'm in a passive income crypto, and I think I invested Tuesday of this week. Got into it with $400. I'm already made like $60, I think.
that's
something
great,
like that.
man. That's
And
great.
that's just every day I've got.
What
a
is
little bit
passive
coming in.
crypto? I've never heard of that.
So it's like a crypto node, is what it called, and it's like a crypto hedge fund.
Wow.
So you invest into this company, and they go spend the money to make more money, and they pay you dividend, just like a.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's
we
really
can
good
talk about
return.
that
That's a really
when-
good return on your
Yeah.
money, bro.
Yeah.
$400 in 2 weeks, you made 60. Shoot.
Well, I invested in this week and made 60. So this Tuesday, what's
Yesterday.
today? Or no, Monday. So it's Monday.
But I need to
2
get
days
I
ago.
need to get in that 100%.
Yeah.
$30 a day.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, not
dude.
every day. Some days you're
Yeah, it's
negative.
up
Some
and
days
down,
you're up. It just.
Yeah, we're getting
Yeah.
I got to get into that for sure.
Let's
'Cause-
talk
Quick
about it
question.
after this.
Yeah, for sure.
How is your business set up currently?
Real estate?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, like what does your business look like? How many people? What are you focused on? What marketing strategies? Those types of things.
Okay, so I think we've got a total of 9 guys, me and my business partners and guys that work under us. We're driving for dollars. We're pulling lists. And then we're texting and cold calling, mailing, and knocking. So the people we really can't get a hold
So
of.
do you knock the list?
Yeah, so
Is that what you're
like
talking
people
about?
we really can't get a hold of, like no phone, no mail, no text, no nothing. Those are the guys we're going to be knocking.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
And when you go knock, you're probably already going to do this, but leave a note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have door hangers.
Good.
We just ordered like 750.
good. Because that's
So-
that's good. We did a lot of deals that way from
Did you?
door hangers.
Yeah.
when we used to do it. We're more of a nationwide thing.
Mm-hmm.
We target multiple markets. So
So
I
what
think-
do you use for your services? How do you call? How do you text? How
So,
do you mail? What do you use?
I just left Batch Dialer and moved to Call Tools. I love Call Tools. I've never had as many answers. I mean, it's confusing as shit to learn, but once you learn it,
I've heard
it's a
batch has been messing up for
Yeah,
some people.
yeah.
All right.
That's what. So Jeremy Davis, I don't know if you know Jeremy Davis. He owns Prime VAs, and he said a bunch of people were complaining about Batch.
the dialer or the
The
system as a
dialer.
whole?
The dialer. So then my partner Jeremy came to me. He told me what was going on, and then I started complaining about Batch. So I was like, okay, well, let's try this. We tried Call Tools, and yeah, it's been good since. I think we've been in it about a month, and I love it.
That's awesome, man.
And then for texting, we're using REI Reply right now, but I think we're gonna switch to something else.
Cool.
What's why would you think about switching something else not working like you
Just
want or what?
because of so if we have 9 guys doing 100 properties, that's 3,600 a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 43,000 properties a year. That's hard to manage in REI Reply. I don't deal with the texting. My partner Jeremy and one of our guys that work for us, Elias, they do it. And yeah, he said it's just going to be really hard to keep track of everything with that many properties coming in.
Yeah.
And then we're also texting like divorce, evictions.
So you guys are
stuff
hitting
like
all
that.
the lists. Yeah.
Yeah, we got
You get your
bankruptcies.
list from Batch or somewhere else?
The bankruptcies and stuff.
Just any of it. Where do you get your
So
list from?
bankruptcies, my partner has some cool thing. I don't even know what it is that we get access, that he got access to. So we get them from there. And then the divorce and evictions, we used to just pull straight off the state. But now we hired a company that just does all that. So we're just paying that company to do it.
When you say state, do you mean like the county?
Yeah.
Data?
So it was the court records.
The court records.
Court
yeah, we
records.
used to do that too.
That is
Interesting.
time consuming.
It's time consuming, and the
What
data.
company did you hire to do that? To like
To pull the list,
pull the
I
list and-
don't even know what the company. We just hired them like 2 weeks ago.
is it working well?
I think they're getting good responses. I'm more of like calling. That's where I'm focusing is
Yeah.
calling.
And
While
there's
my
the-
partner goes and does texting.
Does
And
the
we kinda
marketing, right?
explore. Yeah.
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 That's good.
So we're just kind of testing everything. I'm getting into PPC this year sometime, and I can't wait to try it.
We did a lot of
Good luck.
PPC. It's very.
Was it good or
it's-
was it bad?
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
If you got the money and you got the cojones to do it,
Mm-hmm.
it can be good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if you're just going to target Salt Lake City, most leads are $400 to $1,000 a lead.
Mm-hmm.
So if, 4 people fill out your form and they're not interested, they're just shopping around. You just dropped, $4,000 and on some looky loos. Some
Yeah.
people tire kickers. So, but if you get that one deal, of course, that's what makes this business so great. You could freaking strike out for 6 months on cold calling, but get one deal that's 50 or 100K,
yeah.
and you're like, that was worth it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, that one. It literally takes one call.
Yeah, exactly. So let me ask you this: you talked about a little bit about getting into real estate. Is there anything more in depth on what got you into wanting to do it? Like friends, seeing family do it?
So I've really had no family that did it. A little bit in my past is I was kind of getting in trouble, hanging around the wrong kids.
You're a hoodlum.
Yeah. Got into that a little bit, got into drugs. I didn't do many drugs, but I was around it all the time. I
Like
didn't
most
to
people
see
your
it.
age, right? Yeah,
Right. So I saw that a lot. I've seen people get killed. I've just been around the wrong people.
Dang.
And I got out of that, graduated early, changed my whole life, started working at Smith's. And yeah, like I said, I was going to go be a real estate agent. It's what I wanted to do. I've always loved real estate. I knew the money was there. I knew the freedom was there. I just need to figure out how I was going to do it.
Being a real estate agent still on the mind, or not
No.
really?
I'm getting my license, but it's not something I'm going to do.
Are you getting it now, or
I'm working on it.
You working on it? Kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Mhm. I'm doing that RT Academics. It's like the free thing, and just sitting.
Yeah, it sucks, dude.
videos.
We both we were both looking at getting our licenses. We were so busy and we didn't finish the courses. I didn't finish it. But
Finish either. I was close, but not that close.
it's honestly like pretty intense. Like what, to learn all that stuff. I mean, I don't think you have to learn it all to actually get your license, but
I'm
Well,
just
apparently the
skipping
test
through.
is pretty hard.
Yeah, that's what they say.
say.
But this guy says just use the prep agent, study prep agent, and you'll pass. So
Yeah, it's probably a good
Interesting.
idea.
yeah, they're saying a lot more regulations coming and blah, blah, blah. You've heard all that,
Yeah.
like get your license. But I think there'll always be ways to invest and do what we do without getting your license.
I
So.
agree. Aren't you part of Jerry Norton's thing? Or
Yeah, me and Jerry are cool. We took Jerry's mentorship like 2 years ago. His son works for us, and
Really?
yeah, so we're cool. And yeah, so
That's good.
I understand what Jerry's doing, but I think what the realm what we're gonna be in is fixing, flipping, buying, double closing, and wholesaling is a great tool, but as I feel like as I get deeper into it, it's like it's not going to be the end all be all. right?
yeah, I'm trying to
great
get out
intro.
of wholesaling. Like, of course, I want to do a couple
Yeah,
wholesales
yeah.
a month because that quick cash is amazing. But I love the process of flipping.
Yeah.
And then from flipping, I'm trying to buy these rentals on creative finance. That's where I'm going to make a lot of money
Right.
and build the wealth. long term.
Yeah. And you're part of Pace's mentorship, right?
Yeah.
Has that been super helpful to learn how to do creative? Or is it? I've heard it's
but
like an overload.
It is an overload. I would say I've learned the most from my partner Jeremy. That dude is a smart guy.
Yeah.
Very well educated. He knows what he's doing, and he's probably saved us from some good mistakes on deals and
Is
stuff.
he in Pace's thing?
Yeah, so we're in it together. Yeah. I would say the biggest value in Sub 2 is the community. You have a deal in Florida, wherever. I can probably have that deal sold in an hour.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's the value of most coaching is the community that it brings you, like the mastermind. Like we're in a mastermind with Sean Terry, and it made us 50. I think it's made us a total like 50, 60, 70,000 because we've done some JV deals through it too, or we're doing one in Akron, Ohio right now, I think.
I don't know about that one. I don't know where that's from.
Anyway, but yeah, we've done.
It's too small to even count.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is small when
It's
you
like a
JV.
3K deal.
But no, we did a $50,000 deal through someone in our group. He bought it, and nobody else wanted it, but we made $50K. It was pretty tight.
He sold it and made like 140.
Yeah, we honestly should have closed it. This was $1 million house, and we weren't ready to take on a project that big.
Good comps.
But
if you didn't know the area.
Yeah, and he took it. So let's think. Hey Hector, how much? What time are we rolling on? 25. So let's go 5 more minutes. You good? What was I going to ask you? So I am curious at Smith's. You said you were the cart pusher. How long did you work there before dipping?
I think I made it like 4 months.
4 months.
I worked at Home Depot, a couple restaurants. I just could not have someone tell me what to do. Every time boss comes, tell me something to do, I'm getting pissed.
Get fired up.
Yeah, I just didn't last long at any job. And then
now you're doing your own thing, and you've
I
done 9
love it.
deals. So let's talk about the flips, though. You've done 4, right? How come you decided to keep those and flip them versus wholesale those?
Just because my partner Jeremy knew how to flip homes, and we were like, okay, we can wholesale for this, or we can flip it and get this. And I wanted to get flips to learn. Okay, when I walk into a house, I need to look for these things, this, that, and this. So that was another reason. And 3 of the flips we worked on, like we damn near flipped the whole thing. So it was mostly education. I learned everything on houses, what to look for, what's good, what's bad. So I would say that's a big part, and the spread was going to be bigger.
Was it bigger at the end after expenses and all that?
Yeah.
What's the best flip you guys have had?
Profit-wise, after expenses were paid, I think I would have to go and look, but I think 60, 65.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, we made 100-something on this West Side house, but after lenders and rehab and all that, it's not that, but
like the one that I was telling you about that we put on the MLS because we weren't getting what we wanted. We made I think 87 on it, but our expenses were super cheap because we know how to list it, and it was
this was with already taking out the lender expenses, the listing expenses.
No, we made 83 after expenses, right?
That was like
that's good.
That was like some random expenses, like a little bit of fix up, then a little bit of what do you call it? Utilities. But that's what the hard money costs were more than that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so yeah, we would have it would have made more, but
fees weren't in there. Like
okay, I gotcha. But anyway, yeah, flipping is legit.
I love it. Yeah. I wish we could flip everything, but also that quick cash. I mean,
you got to do both, right?
Yeah.
You got to get the quick cash to keep your marketing going, but the flips for the huge spreads, and then keep what you want, keep what you can.
It just depends on the deal. Like flipping is good, but wholesaling is great too. Like I mean, we made $78K off a wholesale deal.
Yeah,
where
I think that's good, but I think if we
it, we probably would have made.
I don't know,
maybe
bro.
Like 100.
Maybe. I mean, who knows?
That's the thing is you just don't know because while you flip, you're making money right now because you're appreciating.
Yeah.
So it's like
we'll see what they sell it for.
I mean, they haven't sold it yet. It's been sitting on the market. So
really,
when you guys wholesale a deal, do you track that deal
down
and see what your flipper sold it for?
Sometimes, but sometimes we don't because we're like it might hurt. We don't want to we don't want to see that
get all mad.
Yeah, because let me give you an example. We had one that we did track down. It was in Ogden. It was a townhouse for. It was I got it for $190. We wholesaled it to someone for $220, so $30K, And we're like, dude, that's good. And the comps were at the time like 260, 270, right? The guy, does that make sense? So ARV was 260, 270. We sold it to him for 220. So that spread is like not a big spread, right? So I was like, yeah, let's wholesale it. And I think we saw that they relisted it for like 350. So
That's exactly. So my first flip was a townhouse. And we picked it up, I think, at 230. They were in bankruptcy. Picked it up at 230. We bought it subject to. The bankruptcy process went so long, we didn't even have to take over the mortgage. We pretty much had it flipped when bankruptcy was cleared.
that's cool.
But yeah, we picked it up at 220, and I think when we bought it, comps were at like 310. I think even lower. Like our highest comp was 310.
Yeah.
And it took us about 2 or 3 months, I think, and we sold it for 335, 340, something like that.
Yeah. So looking back at those deals, sometimes it does hurt, but I would never even thought that townhouse would go for.
Exactly.
You can't bank off that. You just don't know that's going to happen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
But for the dudes that have been banking on it, they've been doing.
It's not just banking on it. You know, you buy a house to flip, and then if you get appreciation, that's just like a bonus.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that you want to let Investor Thrive Nation or anyone watching this know before we wrap this up? I mean, you've given us a lot of golden nuggets, good stuff. Anything you?
I would say for anyone that's out there grinding, hasn't closed their first deal or only closed one deal, let's say you've been in it 6 months or more, I would say just keep grinding. Don't ever give up. Don't ever quit. Keep your strong mindset, and just keep hustling.
I like that. That's good.
Awesome.
Because I think what I talk to a lot of people that are getting into this space because we offer coaching now, and a lot of people are like, man, I haven't gotten a deal. I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, how much action are you putting out there? Like, how much effort? Like, how many people are you talking to? How many texts or how many cold calls?
Got to break it down.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of people think that they don't. I don't want to say they think they have to do that much, but you got 9 guys out there. You got texting, you got cold calling, you knocked, you drive for dollars, you did 200 a day, right? You were freaking going to town. That's what it takes, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and if you're not putting in a lot of hours, you're not going to succeed.
Yeah.
You've got to
Gotta
put in the
work.
time and the work.
Yeah, if you're not going to drive for dollars, you need to be making offers on the MLS all day. You need. I mean, this is not, I would say, a passive, like easy thing in the beginning. You want to get into wholesaling, you got to grind. Eventually, once like you have a system and the process is all dialed in, it can be a little bit
step
easier.
back a little bit.
A little bit, but you know,
You're still there, though.
Yeah.
Still putting in work, just doing something else.
yeah,
So my goal this year is to just work on the business, not in it. So
that's everybody's
see what
goal.
we can do.
The E-Myth, baby.
Yeah.
You know, not be the whatever they call it. What do they call that guy in the E-Myth? The technician.
Yeah.
the guy that's working in the business. But anyway, man, it's been a pleasure to have you on here, dude. You've
Thank you,
you've
man.
definitely,
Thanks for coming.
and we gotta just keep checking in on you and
Yeah.
maybe have you out, back on the podcast in the future and just see how you're doing. Because
Yeah.
I was talking to Michael Burns. Do you know Michael Burns? He was saying that every 3 years, like when you look back at where you've been, like it's hard to comprehend where you were, right? Like we started pretty much like 3 years ago, right? Now where we're at right now, it's like, wow, right?
Yeah.
When you really put it into perspective, and in 3 years, you're gonna be like, dude, that's crazy.
Even a year.
Even a year, right?
Even a year, my whole life has changed. Literally, my whole life.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think a year ago we started Nationwide. I think it was like a year ago.
Almost 2 years ago.
Was it almost 2 years ago?
Bam.
It's crazy. And now, give us a deal anywhere, we'll get it done.
Get it
Deal,
done.
we can sell it.
Yep.
If it's a deal, it's gone. But yeah, man, thanks for coming on, Investor Thrive Nation. It's been a pleasure. Whoever's
Thank
on
you,
here,
guys.
it's been a pleasure. And talk to you later, brother.
Thank
See
you.
you guys.
Later.